Okay, 3 points I want to touch on. Number one, um, I don't think this point got across to some people, or they're just trying to deny the reality of it. Um, what's happening now with the Liberals, the NDP, the Bloc, and now the Green Party trying to form a coalition government to oust or take over from Stephen Harper's government is nothing new. It's actually a tactic that the Conservatives tried using. Mr. Harper himself tried to use it in 2004. They were prepared to put through motions of no confidence to try to defeat the newly elected Paul Martin minority government. And Harper sent a letter to then Governor General Adrian Clarkston, and here's what he said. We respectfully point out that the opposition parties, who together constitute a majority in the House, have been in close consultation. We believe that, should a request for dissolution arise, this should give you cause, as constitutional practice has determined, to consult the opposition leaders and consider all of your options before exercising your constitutional authority. So this meant that the Tories were working with the Bloc Québécois, they were in consultation with the Bloc Québécois and the NDP, and the Tories and their supporters felt there was nothing wrong with doing this. Now that it's being used against them, oh, it's undemocratic, it's wrong, it's evil, oh, those nasty men are trying to oust us. Hypocrites. Idiots. The Tories and their supporters are also condemning the fact that, oh my God, the Liberals, the NDP would make a pact with the Bloc Québécois. Well, how in the hell do you think Stephen Harper's first minority government survived? He made a deal with the Bloc Québécois. They kept his government alive. They helped measures go through that, if defeated, would have resulted in non-confidence in the government. So, once again, hypocrites, idiots. It was good enough for you to use back then. It's being used against you and it's wrong. Piss off. Second thing I want to talk about kind of goes with the first, that, oh, this is undemocratic. It's wrong. Well, guess what? It's not undemocratic. We don't elect a prime minister like a president. He's elected as the head of a party. The party with the most members is asked to form the government. If they are unable to, it is perfectly within our Constitution for the Governor General to ask the leader of the next party with the most members to try to form a coalition government. It doesn't mean they have to call an election. The whole idea of a minority government is you weren't elected with a majority to rule. You might have had the most members of parliament in the House, but you don't have a majority mandate to rule. So it's perfectly within our democracy for someone to do this. It might not look pretty, it might not look nice. If the Tories are using it, they think it's great. If it's being used against them, well, then it's wrong and evil and bad. It just goes to show how hypocritical they are. Democracy is different in different countries. It all has the same root, but no country has a full, perfect democracy. They wouldn't be able to function if they had to do that. But they work the best they do. And I forget who said it, but it is the best form of government around. No, this couldn't happen in the States because they have a different form of democracy there, but it could happen in England, where we get the roots of our democratic government from. So, I'm sorry, it's not undemocratic, it's perfectly within the rules of a democracy. The last thing I want to touch on, sorry, just got up a little while ago, is my view. You know, personally, I do find it distasteful to form any type of government relying on the support of a separatist party. I think the Bloc Québécois shouldn't be allowed to be a party in Canada because their whole goal is to tear the country down. Maybe it says something about democracy in Canada that we would actually allow them to sit and have a voice in our hall of government. It says something about Canadians being willing to listen to people that are diametrically opposed to the existence of their country. But I don't like it. I didn't like it when Stephen Harper used the Bloc to support his government. I would like to think that if I was in charge, I wouldn't do that. I don't think it was right. Stephen Harper tried to form that coalition with the NDP and the Bloc Québécois, and I really don't think it's right that that's going on now. It is something I find distasteful. You're turning to people who would rather destroy the country. But I'm not in charge. I'm not a majority. I'm just me. And I'm just speaking for me. And I could be wrong. Maybe the coalition will work to be better than the Harper government was. God knows, it's hard to see it being worse. So, before you start condemning them all as traitors and treason for consorting with the Bloc, keep in mind, the Tories did it too. And when it was politically expedient, they all thought it was a fantastic thing. So stop being a hypocrite. Pull your head out of your ass, breathe the air, and take a look at what's going on around you. I am going to have more coffee. Take care.